Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the Kahoks. I said the Kahoks, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 and 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple. Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the fresh boys.
High school champions.
Yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Kahok Stadium with the brand new turf as we get you ready for some girls high school soccer action here on the Kahok Sports Network. I am Todd Duke, and once again, welcome into the broadcast booth here at Kahok Stadium as we do get you ready for this game between Collinsville and Belleville East. And we welcome you in to the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey and his crew at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville. They're located at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call, 343-3602, or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahoks come into this contest with a 2-1 record. They lost their first game of the year and have since rattled off back-to-back wins, while the Belleville East Lancers, they come in with a record of 2-3. They started off with a couple of wins, followed that up with a couple of losses, and then picked the W up back on Tuesday against Carbondale in a 4-1 win. Or actually, that was last night, so Belleville East has played a few more games than Collinsville has at this stage in the proceedings, but Collinsville will have their fair share as they have some tournaments coming up a little later. So a couple of big wins, 1-0 at Glenwood, and then 2-1 this past Tuesday at Altoff for the Lady Kahawks. And we had a chance just a little while ago to catch up with Collinsville head coach Chris DiGirolamo, and we talked about those two games and the game at hand here. We'll pass that conversation on to you next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We are at Kahok Stadium. This is the first time we've been here since the boys wrapped up sectional play, and we've got some new turf to play on too. And joining us now as we get ready for Collinsville hosting Belleville East and some girls soccer, Lady Kahawks soccer head coach Chris DiGirolamo. Coach, your JV team actually gets the first crack at the new turf, but tell me what your thoughts are after walking out there on it.
It's nice. It's I'd say that us and Eversville, who has a similar playing surface, are probably the top two playing fields in the Southwestern Conference. Hopefully that'll play in the IHSA's mind for regional and sectional play.
Is there any advantage right now or disadvantage with the new turf? Is it going to take some time to get used to? It's probably a little more thicker than the old stuff was because it was matted down, so a little learning curve here?
Possibly. I think the biggest downfall so far is the fact we haven't trained on it. I mean, it just literally got laid down, and we've had, I think, 2 training sessions, so there's no distinct home field advantage, but we'll continue to play on it and get better at it over time.
All right, let's go back in time. Speaking of time, we did not get a chance to see you play either Glenwood or Altoff. Let's start with the Glenwood game. You texted me the results and said it was an ugly game. Explain what that meant.
Well, Glenwood played very direct. They played very hard on the ball. There were a lot of physicality in the match, a lot of fouls. We, as a result of that match, had 2 or 3 players out immediately the next day with injuries. Were unable to train. So it was a completely different style than Granite City. Granite City kind of waited back and defended and allowed us to knock the ball, and Glenwood took the opposite approach and pressured high, and in the instance when they couldn't win the ball, they played the body real well, and that was kind of an eye-opening experience for some of our girls to actually just, again, the physicality of the play, being forced off the ball, it forced us to play a little bit quicker, and as a result of us not being ready for that, we had a lot of mistakes.
All right, take us out tough game, a couple more goals, and Claire Rindleman being Claire Rindleman.
Yeah, Claire had a nice match. She was tested more in the Altoff match. They had 3 or 4 quality chances on frame. She was positioned well, made a nice save, didn't allow the rebound, which is the big thing. I think collectively as a group we played better in the Altoff match. We could see some moments in the match where we kind of connected and defended well. So it was more of a complete team approach as opposed to the Glenwood. So hopefully you see that a little bit of improvement with each match.
Speaking of which, you got 3 games under your belt. Are things progressing in the way that you thought they would by now?
Yeah, I think so. You know, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're doing a lot of the same stuff that historically Collinsville has done. The terminology is a little different. The emphasis on the types of runs are a little bit different. So there's a little bit of a learning curve, and we're allowing for that. And so we're at the point, hopefully, where things should be kicking in. When they hear a certain term, they should know instinctively how to react, where they need to be. And again, just the quality of play, I think, is going to continue to improve.
I want to talk about Claire for another second. I mean, you got to have that senior leadership, and no better place to have it than in goal. That's probably one of the most important aspects of a soccer team. After that loss to Granite City, she's turned it around 2 games, 1 goal total allowed on 16 shots.
Yeah, and so not only has she owned her area well, the discussion with her was really that she needs to own from the end line to the 6, possibly out to about the 8-yard line. We're starting to see some more teams play the ball into the box. She's got to be a physical presence. I mean, she has to own the area. We want the goalie who's coming out in a forward manner to receive the ball at the highest point versus a defender who's backpedaling trying to head or volley. So I think she gets that. She's communicating well. Our back four, as a result, too, are playing better. We're, we had a few breakdowns the last few matches, but they're not as many as the previous match. So there is improvement, and we'll just continue to plug along, and hopefully we can put a few more goals on the board so we don't have to continue to worry about shutouts.
All right, you have Belleville East, first conference game on the year, so that's always important to get that first conference win under your belt. This is a team that's kind of struggled against the Kahawks over the last few years, so how do you see this match playing out for you?
So when they come out of their lineup will look similar to Althoff as far as how they line up, and more of a 4-5-1 with a withdrawn striker that kind of pushes up as a second front runner. There's going to be areas of the field that play to our strengths. We're going to have to continue to move the ball, swing it from side to side, draw them out, and again find those battles, find those moments that best suit us, either 1v1 or through combination play. So, I know the history against East. It's kind of similar on the boys' side, but again, not looking at results and focusing on moments in the match. If we can connect in the moments, as they add up, then they should add to a result.
Coach Deej, thanks for the visit. Good luck out there tonight.
Thank you.
That's Coach Chris DiGirolamo of your Collinsville Lady Kahok soccer team. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the starting rosters for both teams. All that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
And once again, welcome back to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I'm Todd Duke, and we certainly do appreciate you hanging out with us on a Thursday evening, getting ready for some ladies soccer, Kahok styles. How do you like the look of the field? Brand new turf, brand new logo there in the middle. We have some advertisements down front as well. Got to walk on it, just a little while ago, and it's nice and cushy and a little bit less like concrete than the other one actually ended up being, as it got kind of worn down to the pretty much the little rubber pieces, little pieces of tire that are out there to give it that soft feel. So it looks really good. Let's continue here. Collinsville. And we touched on the history just a little bit between Collinsville and Belleville East as far as Lady Kahok soccer is concerned. And it is a lot lopsided. 21-2 in the regular season over the last 20 years Collinsville has beaten Belleville East, and if you add that 6-0 mark in the playoffs, that is 27-2 over the last 20 years. Last year, they played late. That was all the way in May, won 3-0, last game of the regular season, and then wouldn't you know it, that's the first team that Collinsville faced in the regional championships round. Destiny Johnson had 2 goals in that last game of the year then. 6 days later, they played in the regional semifinal at O'Fallon, won that game 3-2, and then ended up losing, of course, the regional championship game to Belleville West. The last time Collinsville has lost to Belleville West, you have to go all the way back to 2010, almost 9 years. It was 1-0 right here at Collinsville High School. That was the last year as the head coach for Ron Rowden, his last 4. The only other one in the last 20 years happened in April of 2006. That was just a 2-0 loss, and that was Deanna Wallace in her final year of 11 years. So the last year of Wallace and the last year of Rowden, they suffered losses. Those are the only 2 losses over the last 20 years, which, yes, means Coach Clay Smith, his teams never lost to Belleville East while he was the head coach. 8-0 in the regular season, 4-0 in the playoffs, and a 12-0 sparkling record other than that. Collinsville coming into this game facing Belleville East. James Chambers is in his second year as the head man of Belleville East. He has his team right now at 3-2. They went 9-6-5 last year before losing to Collinsville in the first round of the regional. So Coach Chambers is 12-8-5 on the year. Collinsville, of course, lost the season opener at McKendree. They lost to Granite City 2-0. That was supposed to be the home opener here. They won the next 2, 1-0 at Glenwood. Faith Liljegren had the only goal in that game, and then this past Tuesday, 2-1 winners at Althoff, with Liljegren again scoring a goal and Lexi Munoz also scoring a goal. Destiny Johnson got the assist on both of those goals, so nice job on the assist work for her. And we told you Claire Rindelman, 1 goal allowed in her last 2 games, a total of 16 shots. So things are trending in the right direction for Collinsville, as Claire Rindelman will be back in goal tonight. Here are a look at your starters. First for Collinsville, told you Claire Rindelman in goal. In front of her, you will find Mariah Siverly, Jose Balule, Destiny Johnson, Alexis Munoz, that's Lexi, Faith Liljegren, Alyssa Tucker, Paige Bauer, Bella Hensler, Maria Voss, and Michaela Chrisman. Belleville East, they will have Sophie Wellinghoff in goal for the Lancers. In front of her will be Taylor Maxim, Maddie Busher, Kiara Bridges, Sydney Nelson, Haley Harlan, Haley Epperson, Ella Menser, Alexis Kiernan, Gracie English, and Alexandria Miller. Those are your starters. We will take a break here, and when we come back, we will take a look at some of the other lines of interest that we have to you, especially as far as individual stats are concerned. I know it's really early and there's not a lot there, but what we have, we will give you as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
Once again, welcome back to Kahok Stadium here in Collinsville. I'm Todd Duke, and we are getting you ready for this soccer game between Collinsville and Belleville East. We told you Claire Rundelman starting in goal for Collinsville, 240 minutes in her first 3 games. She is 2-1. That's a winning percentage of .667. She has that one shutout, and she has allowed 3 goals and saved 20. So 23 shots have come her way. She's allowed just 3 goals, and that is good for a goal save percentage of right around 87%. Her opponent in goal tonight for Belleville East will be Sophie Wellinghoff. She has played all 5 games as well for Belleville East, 293 minutes. She is 2-2 with 2 shutouts. She has also only allowed 3 goals this year and has faced made 16 saves, so she's faced 19 shots, and she has a save percentage right around 84%. Faith Liljegren leads Collinsville in goals. She has 2 of those, and both of them have been game winners. Lexi Munoz has the only other goal. Destiny Johnson has assisted on all 3 of Collinsville's goals this year, so she has the 3 assists, give her some 3 points. Munoz has the 1 goal, which gives her 2 points. Liljegren has 2 goals, which gives her 4 points. Leading scorer for Belleville East is Gracie English. She has 5 goals. 2 of those have been game winners. Haley Epperson has the only other goal for Belleville East. She has a couple of points, and Haley Harlan and Alexandra Miller have the assists on a couple of those goals as well. So right now, Belleville East scoring 2 goals a game while giving up just a little bit over a half a goal a game. Collinsville, they're scoring 1 goal a game while giving up an average of 1 goal a game. See what I told you about it being early? That's what I was talking about. The numbers are a little skewed there. Roxana and Muscuda were the first 2 games of the year for Belleville East. They won those 4-0 and 2-0. Then they lost in shutout fashion to Rochester and Alton, 1-0 and 2-0 respectively. And then last night, Belleville East downed Carbondale by a score of 4-0. So they either don't give up anything or they don't score anything themselves. Collinsville, as we already mentioned, has 1 shutout and have been shut out 1 time. So there's a look at the numbers the way we know them. By the way, JV team, they won here 2-0. They were the first team to play on the new turf, and congratulations to them for that and their big 2-0 win. And we can also tell you the girls softball team won this afternoon as well. They had a road game up in Jerseyville. They won that game 6-5. RJ Simpson hit the team's first home run of the year, and Kendra Butcher went the complete distance in that contest, got the victory, and struck out 10 along the way. So the Lady Kahok softball team now 2-3 on the year after dropping their first 3 games. They have won their next 2, and they're back home tomorrow night in a game that wasn't on the schedule originally, as Joliet West comes to town for a Friday night under the lights softball game. Both teams being introduced here. Belleville East already has, finishing up with Collinsville's introductions right now, so we'll take our final break. When we come back, we'll have some soccer for you. That and more coming up next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chris McCluskey, and I'm excited to be here talking to you about one of our favorite products that we offer to the practice members in our office. It's called Rico's Bioenergy Band. Now, over the last 15 years that I've been in health and wellness, we've been blessed to grow one of the busiest pediatric and family wellness centers in the United States, where we've helped tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. So today we're going to talk about Rico's Bioenergy Bands. It's a simple band that you wear around your wrist or your ankle. We even have dog bands. What the Bioenergy Band does, it helps you live a higher quality of life, which is exactly what my purpose in life is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible. So we're going to introduce to you Rico, the band, the science and technology. We're going to perform a test for y'all to show you how the product works.
I'm Rico with Rico's Bioenergy. I created Rico's Bioenergy wristbands. We've been around for around 7 years, and this company has grown to a $20 million company because we have a great product and it works.
I'm a random windstorm. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, shaky. And if you got cut rate insurance, you could be picking up this tab yourself. So get Allstate. You can save some cash and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands? Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
Pack Mail, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail, 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call 346-4884. Once again, welcome back to Kahok Stadium. I am Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us. We're just about set for some girls soccer action. 40 minutes on the board. We are just about ready to go. My new camera girl, Denise Winya, she's joining us from the varsity or junior varsity team. As I mentioned, her team victorious. She told me she didn't score, though. We'll have to work on that, right? Okay. And we're just about ready to go here. Of course, Collinsville, they are the home team, and they are going to be wearing their all-purple uniforms here in this contest. They have on the white numbers on the backs and the fronts of their jerseys and their uniforms. And Belleville East, they will be sporting the white uniforms in this contest, and they'll have on numbers that are in kind of a navy blue and trimmed in kind of a sky blue being their primary color, of course, for Belleville East. Sun getting ready to set behind us here. It's been a kind of a cool day. Temperatures right around 50 in the lower 50s, and there's been a nice stiff breeze blowing all day too, and that's made it feel a little bit more on the chilly side. We're kind of waiting for spring to really kick in here. Normal temperature this time of year is supposed to be right around 60 degrees, and we're having a hard time getting there. Two teams still in the huddles after the national anthem, and they wished each other good luck at midfield. How about that new midfield logo? That looks very nice out there. Purple is very bright, stands out. Softball team won, junior varsity soccer team won, so we're trying to make it a trifecta here this evening for your Lady Kahawks. Before we come back at you next week, we have, I think, games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have some soccer, our first road trip of the spring. And we are underway. Out of bounds, right off the bat, right down here in front of us. Ball gets thrown back in. And the Kahawks, they will be trying to shoot the ball into the goal occupied by Wellingoff. That will be the young lady wearing the Dayglow green jersey all the way down on your left-hand side of your screen. Claire Rindelman. A little bit of that Dayglow green going on too, but just a couple of stripes around the sleeves. That's it. Both goalkeepers for their respective teams wearing the number 0. Ball goes out of bounds over on the far side. Collinsville gets it and throws it back in. And it's sent back into the defense for the Lancers. Lancers work the ball up, trying to get that defense to generate a little offense. Ball goes out of bounds. Paige Bauer appears to be the last one to touch it over there for Collinsville. So Lancers will throw the ball in right at the end of their bench, right around the 20-yard line of the football field. I like the way the numbers look, too. They have a little three-dimensional white to purple look going on there. Ball comes all the way back to midfield. We're just underway, just about 1:15, 1:20 in. Here comes Collinsville, and here comes Faith Liljegren. She gets taken off of the play. Nice defensive play there by Kiera Bridges. Collinsville gets the ball back, and circling with it is Liljegren. Liljegren trying to fight off Haley Harlan, and then the ball gets back onto Liljegren. She tries to send a pass over onto the far side to Siverly, but that's picked off by the defense there for Belleville East, and now Collinsville trying to get the ball back up from midfield. Lancers defense, they'll send it up that far side sideline. No one there yet for a Lancer try on offense, and then was that a slip and a fall, or did Tucker accidentally take the player down? I'm guessing that's what happened, because it's going to be a free kick here for Belleville East. All the way over on the far side, it'll be about a little over 30 yards away from the goal occupied there by Claire Rindelman, who comes over to hug that far side post. Ball on the way, in the air, headed right toward the goal, but no one there to send it right at goal, and Rindelman just waits for the ball, a couple of bounces, and she picks it up. 37.5 minutes to play here in this opening half. Ball comes all the way back out to midfield. There is Destiny Johnson. Johnson breaks free. Looking for some room for Liljegren. Leaves a pass over here on the left side. Liljegren gets it right around Bridges, and a nice defensive play over there by the other defensive. That's Harlan. Got that ball right off of Liljegren as she was getting ready to move on in. Right here on the near side. Ball taken. Moved up by Grace English. English leads her team with 5 goals. Collinsville intercepts. Turning the circle is Bella Hensler. Hensler gets the ball up and then moving the ball up to Beluli. Beluli will move the ball up, trying to find Faith Liljegren over here on this near side sideline, but led her just a little bit too far. Ball skips out of bounds. Lancers with the ball once again. Here is Alexandria Mueller. Gets the ball over to Maxim. Maxim over to one of the defenders, and then they'll just kick it back farther into the defense. Here is Kiera Bridges. That's intercepted by Destiny Johnson. Johnson trying to get her way around Mueller. Does so right up the middle of the field. Works her way over onto the right side. Trying to thread a pass over there for Siverly. She does so. Siverly toward the goal, and that is scooped up by Wellinghoff. And the Lancers hold off the Kahawks on that particular drive. Back out to midfield. Lancers come away with the ball, and that is Ella Mincer. Mincer tries to push a pass up for Epperson, but that was too far. Rendelman comes all the way out to her right and takes care of that. So Rendelman will send it back down. Time to thank one of our sponsors. How about the Collinsville Education Association? The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website, collinsvillecea.org. Rendelman sends it all the way back to midfield. You see that black stuff pop up when the ball hits. That's that ground up tire stuff that keeps the field soft. Now Beluli moves it on up the line, and Destiny Johnson trying to give it a chase down, but she's going to be late in that effort, and then it's kicked out of bounds by Belleville East, so Collinsville will have the throw in, and it'll be Alexi Munoz to Liljegren. Liljegren off of her ankle to Destiny Johnson. Johnson uses her head to get it up a little farther. And then Johnson takes over at midfield, sends the ball up to Siverly on the right side. Siverly trying to work her way around Busher, and still with the ball is Siverly. Nice move over there, and that gets blocked out by Harlan. Goes across the sideline over there, so Collinsville will have a throw-in near where the corner kick is taken. And here is Mariah Siverly. She'll throw the ball in and gets the ball down to Munoz, I believe, and then that ball is taken. Lancers trying to work the ball up, and that's a nice defensive play there by Paige Bauer. Gets the ball up to Beluli. Beluli cuts across, sends a pass over on the far side for Siverly. Siverly over on the right wing, looking for some shooting room. Backs up off of the Lancer defender over there, and then Siverly tries to push it over to the sideline, get a little bit of help, but pushed it the wrong way. Now Destiny Johnson comes away with the ball for Collinsville. She'll send it across the way for Beluli, but that's knocked out of the way by Mueller. Back out toward midfield. Nice job there by Munoz to keep that ball headed in the opposite direction, but then Mueller takes over, sends it back upfield. Now right at midfield with the brand new purple Kahawk head surrounded by the big C. Now Siverly will take care of it over to Chrisman. Chrisman comes in wide on the right wing. Now cuts back the other way, sends it back over to this side, looking for Liljegren. Finds her, and then Liljegren sends it back out, and there's a shot that's going to sail right through the football uprights off of the foot of Alyssa Tucker. And we remain scoreless with 33 minutes left to play here in this first half. Let's thank Metro East Roofing and Guttering. They have a nice new logo here on this field. Locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums, Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing and Guttering can help with your roofing, guttering, and siding needs. They're located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville. Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Give them a call, 618-345-5679 today for your free estimate. And visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Here is Liljegren, bangs it off the body of Alexandria Miller. Mueller brings it up and banks it off the body of Munoz. Now it gets into the feet of Destiny Johnson. Now back over to Munoz here right underneath our location. Up the sideline it goes to Faith Liljegren. It's a foot race, though, with Bridges. Bridges gets there first and will send the ball out of bounds. So Collinsville will get a throw in from this near side sideline. And it'll be handled by Liljegren. Throws it into Destiny Johnson, who kicks it right back to Liljegren, who sends it up trying to find Baluli, but instead she found a Lancers defender. That comes back to the Collinsville defense, and here is Maria Voss, who will pop the ball up, and back out to midfield it goes, and Bella Hensler having a hard time, but finally gets the ball back to Destiny Johnson. Now back over here onto this side. Up the sideline to Liljegren, to Baluli, and then blocked out once again. Now a couple of Kahawks run into each other there, and here is Baluli. Sends it back into the defense. That is Maria Voss. Whistle. Collinsville will have a free kick here from midfield as we approach 31 minutes left to play here in this first half. Here is Voss, sends the ball up to Johnson. Nice move to get rid of her defender. She has a little room and looking for, finding Baluli over here on the near side. Baluli tried to sidestep Miller, but Miller was there and got in the way. Now Miller trying to keep that ball from going out of bounds. She does so on a nice move and then moves the ball up onto the feet of Menser. Menser finds Epperson. Epperson sends the ball up, but no one there to help her out. And then Collinsville's defense will just send the ball back in to Claire Rendelman. Rendelman sends it up over on the far side for Hensler. Collinsville comes away with it. And then the Lancers intercept. Here is English, who comes in offside. Clock continues to roll with 30 minutes and 10 seconds left. Free kick coming from right in front of the box. Sent back into play by Paige Bauer all the way back out to midfield. Baluli and Mueller trying to fight for it. Liljegren gets the ball up, saves it from going out of bounds, and sends it back to Munoz. Munoz sends it all the way up, but a little bit too far for Chrisman to handle it, but Johnson is there for the rebound. And then the ball comes in, and a whistle. Whistle is going to go against Belleville East. Free kick from about 40 yards away. Johnson moves the ball up, and then over onto the far side it goes. Siverly trying to pick it up now after the little miscue over there on the pass. And the Lancers bring it up to midfield, but Collinsville's Bella Hensler will track that one down before, well, she let it go out of bounds, thinking it was last touched by the Lancers, but apparently it was not. And the Lancers will throw it in right in front of their bench. Sarah Hens comes into the game for the first time. As we come up on 28.5 minutes left to play. Josephine Grau checks into the game for the first time for the Lancers as well. Here is Mueller for the Lancers. That's blocked out of there by Tucker. Tucker sends the ball up right through the midfield circle and finds Hens, but then that ball was taken right off of her foot. Now the Lancers, they will bring it up. Over on the far side, here is Epperson. Epperson is ran right into by Rendelman right after Claire scooped the ball up. 27:50 left to go here in this first half. Ball comes all the way out to midfield off of a head and heading toward the Collinsville offensive zone, but there are the Lancers to send it back in the other direction. Collinsville takes over. Here is Siverly. Siverly works it up on that far sideline for Destiny Johnson. Johnson comes in over on that right wing, gets it past one defender, gets past another defender, still in the middle, and stops, spins, looking for some help now, and she finds it in the form of Tucker. Tucker trying to get bounced off of that ball by Mincer, and Mincer actually won that battle, and then the Lancers take over defensively and send it back up, but Collinsville goes back to work on the offensive side. Here is Siverly over on that far sideline. She'll send it into the middle for Liljegren. Liljegren had that pass go right behind her and tried to step backwards and almost broke her back doing so. It would have broke my back. Collinsville sends one up toward the goal, but that one's going to go well wide. It goes into the box. Destiny Johnson sends it off of the backside of one of the Lancers players, and then Wellinghoff comes out of goal and slides and picks that ball up before anybody could put a good shot on. Haven't had really a lot of shots on goal here in this one. Nothing of high quality anyway. 26.5 minutes left to play here in this first half. We are still scoreless. Ball goes out of bounds over on the far side. Michaela Chrisman comes back into the game. She'll take the place of Baluli. Reese McClinton checks into the game for the first time for the Lancers. And we are back to work here. 26 minutes left to play here in this first half. Collinsville sends the ball up into the offensive zone, and the defense for the Lancers will send it all the way to Wellinghoff, who will send it back out to midfield. Here is Paige Bauer. She'll send it over here for Munoz. Munoz sends it up for Hens, and then Hens lost control of the ball. Back to Munoz it goes, and then back to Hens, and then a little flick of the foot onto the foot of Alyssa Tucker. Tucker then gets taken off the ball by Mincer, and the Lancers send the ball out to midfield, where Maria Voss will send it right back to where it came from. Destiny Johnson sends it over onto the far sideline for Hensler. Hensler gets around one player, sends it up to Siverly. Siverly lost control of that ball, but it was off a Lancer player, so Siverly will throw it back in and right to the feet of Destiny Johnson. Johnson sends it back to Siverly, who sends it into the middle, trying to look there for Hens. It comes to Munoz. Munoz will send the ball over here to this near sideline, trying to chase it down as Chrisman. She gets there, puts a centering pass toward the middle, comes back out to the outside, and there's Munoz with a shot, and that one's going to roll all the way to the corner, and not being able to save that one was Destiny Johnson, despite the rundown effort. Coming up on 24.5 to go here in this first half. No score thus far. Lancers and their defense will take care of the re-kick start here. Up the far sideline it goes, and then back out toward the middle. Collinsville trying to work on it. Here's Alyssa Tucker. She'll send it up to Destiny Johnson. That ball should have been a handball, and it was. Wasn't it? No? Didn't whistle that one, huh? Just whistled it out of bounds. Looked like a handball from here. Ball thrown in by the Lancers, and play resumes at midfield. Collinsville takes over just for a brief moment. Siverly runs into a player. Now Destiny Johnson comes up with it to Hens. Hens sends the ball up to Liljegren. Liljegren over to this side now for Chrisman. Chrisman will try to send it up into the corner for Liljegren, but she put too much on that ball, and it goes all the way across the end line. And with 23.5 minutes to go, this time Sophie Wellinghoff will send the ball back into play herself. She does so, not very far. Off of the head of Hens to the feet of Destiny Johnson. Johnson circles, gets around one player, comes into the middle, takes a shot. That's a bouncer that Wellinghoff had to handle, but it came right to her. She only had to take about a half a step to her left, and that ball came right into her breadbasket. 23 minutes left to play here in this first half. Now she comes out a little farther, which sends the ball out just a little bit farther than it was. Wind has died down here, so that's not a factor. And here is Alyssa Tucker. She'll send it up that far sideline for Siverly. Siverly trying to cut it in. That ball goes across the end line, and we are going to have our first corner kick of the game. Siverly had that ball taken right off of her foot by one of the Lancer defenders. And it will be Lexi Munoz, maybe. I think Hensler's joining her over there as well. Siverly checks out of the game. And Madison Eisen checks in. No corner kick, instead it was a corner pass. Now a ball loose in the box, shot on goal right there on the post was Wellinghoff, and she had that one go right to her. Madison Eisen, a senior for Collinsville, into the game for the first time. Here is Liljegren. Liljegren sends the ball up that far side sideline, and it'll go out of bounds. Lancers will take over from there. After they, retrieve the ball from the far end of the track. Saw the boys' track team when I got here today. They were here practicing right before the JV game got underway. We, of course, will have the big Collinsville Invitational meet for you again this year. Coming up when the weather's warmer, hopefully, which could happen any day now, so I've been told. Michaela Borges into the game for the first time for the Lancers. Sydney Nelson checks back in for Belleville East. Lancers have the ball. Here comes the throw-in right at the end of the Collinsville bench. And it stays on the far side sideline until it is picked off, and Collinsville tries to work it up. Off of Mueller and right into Alyssa Tucker. Tucker sends the ball up on that far sideline, but Lancers take over and send it back out to midfield. Now the Lancers trying to track the ball down at midfield. Here is English. She works the ball up, gets it up over here for Borges. Borges puts a shot on goal, but that's a relatively easy save there for Claire Rendelman. And we are halfway through the first half. 20 minutes down, 20 minutes to go. No score. Rendelman sends the ball back out, doesn't quite make it to midfield. And then a loose ball punched, and looks like it's going to roll out of bounds. Collinsville will get back possession of this one. Throw in comes in. Hens now to Chrisman. Chrisman gets ran into there by McClinton. That ball ends up out of bounds, and McClinton will be the one to throw it in here for the Lancers. Not a lot of play is taking place down here at this end of the field, which is nice. Now here is Faith Liljegren. That was kind of a nice pass there from Chrisman. Liljegren works her way across, all the way across midfield. Leaves way for Bella Hensler. Hensler trying to send it back here to Munoz, and Munoz had that ball knocked off of her foot and then out of bounds, so the Lancers will get to take over right at midfield. Throw in coming from McClinton. McClinton had that ball go right off of the thigh of Paige Bauer and right out of bounds, so we'll do it all over again just about 10 yards deeper. Throw in comes in. This time it stays in. And it's picked up by Tucker. Tucker moves the ball up to Destiny Johnson. Johnson moves it up to Faith Liljegren right in midfield, but that ball was picked off by Busher, and Lancers try to bring it up, but Hensler's there to stop that progression, and then she'll send it all the way back down the field. That'll send the Lancers back. Collinsville going to attempt to steal that ball away. First attempt by Destiny Johnson, no good. Now the ball comes loose, and at midfield, Hens sends it up a little farther, but right through the legs of Destiny Johnson just as she was getting there. Here is Hensler. Hensler gets the ball right back. Works it up the sideline and right into the Kahok bench. Just a little under 18 minutes to go. How about we thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club? Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go help the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any upcoming events by the Junior Service Club, go to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and you will be in the right spot. Collinsville, more time in the offensive zone, but the Lancers break out of it, and they'll send it up, trying to work a little offensive magic themselves. Here is English all the way over on the far sideline. She'll try to cut it up, but that ball is kicked right off of her foot and out of bounds, so we'll have a throw-in from all the way across the way. 17 minutes to go here in a scoreless first half. Ball comes in. Sent upfield by the Collinsville defense to Destiny Johnson. Gets out of the way of a couple of defenders and then sends it back to Hensler. Hensler back up to Johnson. Johnson moves it up the sideline and then back to Hensler. Hensler, English was coming in on her quick from behind. That causes a whistle. And Collinsville will get a free kick, but from a long ways away. Instead, they'll just pass the ball up to Munoz. Munoz right at midfield, circles, sends the ball up the near side sideline, but too far for Baluli to do anything with it. And then it comes back out to midfield once again. Here is the Kahawks and Destiny Johnson. Johnson dribbles the ball up, nicely done, and then another nice dribble into the box. Siverly just a little bit too far for her to get there and do anything with it before Wellingoff could come out and stop that progression of the ball. She'll send the ball back out to midfield. Off of the body of Tucker. Tucker trying to wrestle the ball away now from Nelson. And then the ball sent up, but nothing but purple jerseys to go back and collect it. And that would be Bella Hensler. She'll send the ball back to Rendelman. Now back over to Hensler on the far sideline. Kahok's trying to work it up. Out of bounds. Collinsville with another throw in. And another ball that ends up in the Lancers bench. 15 minutes to play here in this first half. Most of the play has taken place in the Collinsville offensive zone, but here we are in the Lancers offensive zone now. Collinsville trying to come away with the ball, and Hens trying to make that happen. She causes enough havoc that the ball comes loose. Collinsville trying to get a foot on it and send it back the other direction. Here is Bauer, who will send it over to Hensler, and Hensler will do that. She'll send it over to midfield, but out of bounds. Throw in coming once again from the Lancers. Into Mueller, but picked up by Destiny Johnson for Collinsville. Johnson will send the ball back to her defense. Up. Destiny Johnson trying to find a way to wrestle that down, but she can't. Now Collinsville comes away with it on the far side. Ison. She can't control the ball. It ends up off of her foot and out of bounds, so the Lancers will throw it back in. Throw in comes toward the end of the Collinsville bench and picked up over there and then knocked back out of bounds by Hensler. Another throw in comes in. Voss trying to save that one from going up field, and now Bauer, she meets one of the forwards for the Lancers, and the ball kind of just skirts that sideline. Now, away from the sideline it comes, and Collinsville trying to work it back up, but they can't. That ball goes out of bounds. Just at the last second, that ball crossed that yellow line right when Liljegren got there. Whistle before the ball could even get thrown back in. So we'll do that one again. Throw in right at midfield. Far side sideline, right in front of the Belleville East bench. Comes back out toward midfield. Off of the head there of Nelson. Now on the ground, Liljegren steals it away. Nicely done. Now a far side sideline. She works it up off of a body, and she still has control of it. Now over to Destiny Johnson. Johnson tries to give it back to Liljegren, who gives it over up on the far side for Eisen. Our next Siverly back in there. Now back over to this side for Baluli. Baluli off of the body of McClinton, but it didn't go out of bounds. Had that spin on it. When it hit the ground, it stayed in. Bauer sends it up. Excuse me. Baluli was out of bounds when the ball hit her. And the throw in at midfield once again, but this time it's on the near sideline. Siverly heads back to the bench as Michaela Chrisman comes in to take her place. Throw in comes from McClinton and just past the body of Tucker, but she rebounds, sends it back over to Bauer. Bauer over on the far side. And I believe we got our first look at Lydia Fluss, a freshman. Used to be really good friends with my daughter back in their Holy Cross days. She played a lot of minutes in that junior varsity game, so she won't be out there for that long here in this varsity game. Ball sent back in and toward the box area, but the only one back there is Baluli, but she comes up with it. Now tries to come in over on the left wing and circles and then tries to circle again, and we'll send it back over here to the near sideline for Munoz. Munoz up into the middle and then back out front. Hens with a shot, but that's off of a body, and I believe that body belonged to Crispin. She turns around, takes the shot, and that ball just rolls past the end line. And Collinsville will have a corner kick coming up. Nice play there by Baluli. She was the only Kahok back there, ends up with the ball, and then makes a couple of nice moves. Crispin made a couple of nice moves as well, especially that spin move right at the top of the box. And then the shot on goal. So a corner kick coming again for Collinsville, but like last time, they just passed the ball. This time looks like they may go for a kick. Nope, another pass right on the goal line to Destiny Johnson, and she was trying to return the ball. Over on the far side for a shot, but that went wide. I believe that was Munoz over there. So now Faith Liljegren will throw it in and do so at the feet of Chrisman, and then the defense knocks it back, and the Lancers take over. Lancers move the ball up. There is Fluss to stop it. Back to Bauer. Bauer trying to send the ball up to Chrisman, but missed the target, and then it's sent back up. Here is Maria Voss. Voss will just send the ball back to Rendelman, and then Rendelman sends it back out to midfield off of a Lancer player, and now Baluli will go back to work. She'll send the ball up to Hens. Hens trying to find Chrisman, does so for a second, but there's Bridges to intercept that ball for the Lancers. Bridges will send it back up to midfield for Borges, and then Borges gets taken off the play by Munoz, and that draws a whistle. Just under 9 minutes to go here in this first half. Once again, it'll be Reese McClinton who will throw the ball in here for the Lancers. Does so, but then Baluli takes it away from her to Chrisman. Chrisman was trying to kick a back pass to Hens, but it didn't find her, but Hens comes up with it anyway. She'll send it up this near side sideline. Chrisman trying to chase it down, and she will. Turns the corner, looking for some help, and then sends it back to Baluli. Baluli here on the near side sideline will send the ball back to Munoz. Munoz will send the ball up toward the goal off of one of the Lady Lancers' heads in front. Liljegren there, but couldn't do anything before Wellingoff got there to keep that ball out of the frame. 8 minutes to go here in this first half. Ball sent back out, but that ball is going to go out of bounds. And Fluss will throw it back in right from midfield. Up the sideline, trying to find Johnson. Threw it just a little bit too far, but Johnson gets her foot on it anyway. Now over to Liljegren. Liljegren trying to send it up the sideline for Chrisman, but that's going to be a foot race that Chrisman is not going to win. Ball ends up going across the inline, and it'll be a goal kick restart. That'll be handled here by the defense for the Lancers. 7:20 left to go here in this first half. Fluss will take it at midfield. Sends the pass up and then out to the middle for Bauer. Bauer will send it over here for Munoz. Munoz gets around a defender, now has one coming down right on her back. That's English, and then the ball comes all the way up, and the only one that's going to get there first is going to be Wellingoff. And this time she will handle her own restart. Toward midfield, right at the feet of Epperson. Now picked off by Bauer, who gives it up to Hens. Now Bauer ends up with it once again, and we'll send it over to Fluss. Fluss over on the far side finds Tucker. Tucker into the middle, finds Chrisman. She's got some room, gets around Bridges, and Bridges with a great defensive play got there just in time as Chrisman was getting ready to take that shot on goal, banked off of the ankle there of Bridges and across the inline. So Collinsville will have another corner kick. We'll see if they want to eventually do a more traditional style corner kick here. It'll be Munoz who heads over to the corner by herself. Looks like she's going to do that this time. Keeps it low, skirts the sideline and out of bounds. Didn't even make it to the goal before it went across the out of bounds line. 5:45 left to play. First half of scoreless action here between Collinsville and Belleville East. JV team won 2-0. Varsity trying to do the same. That ball doesn't make it very far. Bounces to midfield right at the top of that circle there, and here is Baluli. Had a couple of nice moves, but then that ball poked right through her legs by Taylor Maxim. Now the ball comes up the near side sideline, and English just kind of bounced off of Maria Voss there. No call. Throw in. That'll be handled by Alexis Kierman. Kierman throws the ball in. Epperson couldn't quite control it, so Collinsville sends it back out. Here is Gracie English, team leading 5 goals. Now Destiny Johnson comes up with the ball, and Collinsville brings it back up the other way. And they'll turn it back to the defense, and the defense will send it back up to midfield. Chrisman is there, but she couldn't control the ball, and now Lydia Fluss does. Might have went off of her arm, but no call on the play. And then the ball down, and the clock is stopped. Free kick coming for the Lancers right at the start of their bench. It's on the way, stays low and goes to the outside, and Paige Bauer makes sure that it doesn't go any farther than that. Claire Rindelman sends the ball up, and Baluli couldn't connect as the ball rolls here. And the Lancers come up with it, send it up this sideline, and it goes out of bounds. Whoa. Well. Ball comes in, sent right back to where it came from. That is Munoz. to Hens, back to Munoz. She'll send it back up toward midfield. Maxim settles it down for the Lancers, but Collinsville intercepts, and then Paige Bauer sends the ball up to midfield. That's where play is, at midfield, and trying to collect the ball is Tucker. She does so, sends it up over here to this near sideline for Faith Lojegren. Here is Lojegren trying to work herself around a defender. Instead, she'll send it back to her own defense. That is Maria Voss. Voss to Bauer. Instead, Fluss is going to take it. Back to Bauer. Bauer back over to Fluss. Fluss on the far sideline, sends it off of a body. Nice play there by the freshman. Bank it off of a leg and then pick it up, throw it back in. Get a little bit more distance off of it. Here is Chrisman after the throw in from Fluss. Back over onto the far sideline, Siverly. She works the ball up that sideline for Destiny Johnson. Johnson tries to leave it. She does so. Here's Siverly with a shot and right to Sophie Wellingoff. And another save there by the Belleville East sophomore goalie. Now the ball comes out to midfield, and that's whistled down. And a free kick coming right from midfield. 90 seconds left to play here in this first half. Kick on the way. And Kahok's using head to get it down. Now Destiny Johnson, she comes away with it. Has to slow down. She had a defender on either side of her, and when she did, she had the ball stripped away from her by Maxim. And now the Lancers move the ball back, but Collinsville will intercept. Here is Siverly. Works it back to Fluss. Back over to Siverly. Siverly. Back to Fluss. Fluss trying to send the ball back up, but off of a couple of Lancer players and back down. Now Fluss gets it back, and then back over to Siverly. 1 minute to go here in this first half. Siverly will throw the ball back in, trying to lead Chrisman with it over on that far sideline. She puts on a move, sends it up into the middle, and not being able to get there fast enough, and then off of the legs of Sarah Hens and out of bounds. Throw in coming from Kiernan for the Lancers. To English. Lilgren intercepts that, and the Lancers will send the ball back up, and Maria Voss uses her head to send it back the other way, but the Lancers still retain possession and move the ball up, and then a little push down there. This one's going to be called against Hens, and the Lancers will have a free kick if they can get one off before time runs out, as we're down to the final 5 seconds. And they may, and they barely do, and then the buzzer sounds to end the first half of play, and the first half of play comes to a close with no goals being scored. That brings us into our halftime show, brought to you by Cafe Agape in Collinsville. Nachos, burgers, and way too many sides to choose from. And catering, delivery service, all that stuff offered by Cafe Agape. Give them a call today at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Halftime show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, business, sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or call 344-2200. First National Bank of Waterloo. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo. Call Bill at 618-632-1010 or visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center, and they can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not so basic stuff like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611 online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
Back here at Kahok Stadium, we are at halftime, and it's the Cafe Agape halftime show, and we can pass along some news to you. Well, we already told you a couple of things. JV girls won here earlier this afternoon, 2-0 over the Lady Lancers of Belleville East. Softball team won today as well, 6-5 victors up in Jerseyville. R.J. Simpson hit the team's first home run of the year, and Kendra Butcher pitched a complete game and picked up 10 strikeouts along the way as the Lady Kahoks improved to 2-3. Baseball team off of that big dramatic come-from-behind win yesterday against Triad. Well, they really poured it on today. They beat Cahokia 12-0 in a game that I'm sure just went 5 innings. So congratulations, baseball team. Softball team won. Soccer team trying to do the same thing here. More scores to pass along for you. This is a baseball final. This is Columbia over Althoff. 15-12 was the final score in that baseball game today. Other baseball action, Southwestern Piasaw beats Alton by a score of 4-3. Quincy Notre Dame beat Highland in baseball 9-0. Lots of big lopsided scores here today on the baseball diamonds. Girls soccer, how about Westland over Metro East Lutheran 9-0 in a soccer game? That's big time there. And I believe that's about all I have. Apparently, I've been told that Paul Goldschmidt has been signed to a extension by the Cardinals for 5 years, $130 million. Is that what you said? $130 million. So a good job there by the Cardinals signing Goldschmidt before the season even gets underway. Didn't even have time to fall in love with St. Louis. Okay, I guess the sell job was on there by everybody. So that's a look at your halftime scores brought to you by our good friends at Cafe Agape. We'll be back in just a moment. Second half action between Collinsville and Belleville East comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and the Collinsville favorite, the steak and onion sandwich. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, and fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now through the To-Go delivery app. Cafe Agape is open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7, and they're located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233.
And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke. My new friend Denise Winya over here operating the camera. Freshman JV soccer player. Sporting Michael Jordan's number 23, and it's her birthday tomorrow. How lucky am I? My daughter just celebrated her birthday on Saturday. How old? Nice. That was mine. My daughter just turned 15 on Saturday as well. So you guys are like a week, 6 days apart. Pisces. Ooh. Feel sorry for a lot of people in your life coming up. I'm just kidding. We are ready to go. Second half action and getting ready to get underway. Scoreless first half, so nothing to tell you about as far as any goal scorers are concerned because we did not have any. Kind of a back and forth game, if you will. I think Collinsville spent more time in their offensive zone than did the Lancers. Collinsville starts off with the ball here in the second half, and Destiny Johnson tries to send it over to Baluli, but led her just a little bit too far. Helps if I start the clock, huh? What do you think? Start. Already got to take off seconds. Close enough. Free kick coming for the Lancers from midfield all the way down. Collinsville's defense gets it out, and Destiny Johnson will send it up the far sideline to Baluli. Baluli will send it over to Chrisman, and that ball knocked right off of her foot by Kiera Bridges. Now Chrisman gets it back, sends it up, but a little bit too far. Defense for the Lancers will send it right into their bench. This is our last game of the week. Next week, we have games for you on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Our first road trip of the spring season will take place Tuesday. We'll be at Belleville West, along with the Lady Kahok soccer team. That game is scheduled for 6:30. Then we have baseball and softball. Baseball Wednesday against Granite City, and softball Thursday. Another road game at Edwardsville. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week. We are underway. That'll almost take us through the month of March, won't it? Already the 21st. Lancers, their defense trying to work it up. Collinsville and their offense intercepts it. Sent up into the box. Over on the far side, Liljegren. She'll turn. She'll come back toward the middle, and she'll put a shot toward the goal, but that was off of one of the Lancer players and out of bounds, I think. No? I saw the referee pointing that way. I guess he was pointing toward the goal for the goal kick restart. Wellinghoff, excuse me, sends the ball up. Wellington, I'm hungry. See, beef Wellington, I'm thinking. Here is Syverly. She works it up this sideline. Turns the corner, tries to put it past the defender, off of that defender, and back to Syverly. She whiffed on the next one, and then the ball ends up going out of bounds, and last touch by Syverly. She was hoping for a corner kick, but she did not get the call. Coming up on the first 3 minutes of this second half, having expired. Ball comes down onto the Lancers' feet, and they try to work it up, but Collinsville's defense is there. Baluli trying to steal the ball away, can't do so. Mueller tries to work the ball up. She still has it. Now we'll send it up on a pass to English. English splits the defense, and then a nice job there by Hensler to keep that ball away from English. And that ball ends up going out of bounds. And Collinsville will get their chance at a goal kick restart here by Claire Rendelman, who now occupies the goal to our left. Sends it up. Off of a head and out toward midfield. Collinsville trying to wrestle it away. Chrisman and Destiny Johnson there, but they couldn't get it away. And now the ball knocked over toward that far side sideline. Johnson trying to get it away from Mueller. Mueller picks it up, throws it back in, and tries to lead a throw-in pass to English, but that was a little too far off of English. No, excuse me, that's going to be off of a Kahok player, and the Lancers will have their first corner kick of this game. Collinsville had 3 in that first half, and more than anything, they passed the ball on their corner kicks. One of them went out of bounds before it even reached the goal. So the Lancers will look like they are going for a traditional corner kick. They do. Stays low, stays out front. Now a volley for it out front, and it comes free. And Chrisman trying to take it over there for Collinsville. Couldn't do so. And then the ball kicked over the goal by Mueller over on the far side. And Rindelman with another goal kick restart. 35-20 left to play here in this second half. No score. Collinsville has scored 3 goals on the year, and they've allowed 3 goals on the year. Here are the Lancers trying to work the ball up. Collinsville, nice moves there by Paige Bauer to pick that ball off. She'll send it up to Siverly. Siverly gets around one player and tries to get around another. Now backs up, and we'll leave it over here for Hensler. Hensler moves the ball up to Liljegren. Liljegren works around one defender. Trying to work it past another. Does so with a nice lead pass. Puts it up toward the goal in front. It was a little too far. Destiny Johnson had no chance to get there before the ball skipped past her. Throw in comes from the far side sideline to Destiny Johnson. Johnson sends the ball toward the goal, but it's too high. Time to thank some more of our sponsors. How about Pace Design and Construction in Maryville? Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they're dedicated to their customers, and they are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call, 618-407-5466, or online, pacedesignconstruct.com. Ball ends up going out of bounds. And last touched by the Lancers, so Collinsville will get the throw in here, and Hensler throws it into Chrisman. Chrisman trying to leave it for Siverly, but that ball is kicked out of bounds by Alexis Kiernan. Now the Kahawks trying to wrestle it back down. Here is Siverly. Siverly has that ball intercepted. And here comes English. English couldn't get there before Voss got there and poked that ball out of bounds. And another throw-in restart coming here for the Lancers. It'll be Kiernan. Throws the ball in. And Voss going back to pick it up to Hensler. Now back to Voss. Voss gets double-teamed, gets taken out of the play, and looks for a whistle. Nothing happening there, and the ball ends up going out of bounds across the end line, so Rindelman will get us back into action here. Rindelman sends the ball up on this near side. Siverly knocks it down. Collinsville, their defense trying to get it out of harm's way. English gets bumped off the ball right at the last second, and it's a good thing because she would have had a wide open shot at the goal there. Here is Hensler. She circles in the football end zone, and then wasn't expecting to get that ball right back, but she did, and it ends up out of bounds. So the Lancers will have a throw-in up close. Here is Mueller. She'll send the ball on top of the net. And Rindelman once again will take over and send the ball back out. Let's thank Chapman Trucking. Chapman Trucking LLC. They are a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 9 years of experience, Chapman Trucking can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy equipment where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate. That's Chapman Trucking LLC, 618-960-9346, or online, chapmantruckingllc.net. Collinsville brings the ball up. Liljegren, a little too far for her. All the way out of bounds, across the way. 31 minutes to go here in half number 2. off of a head and back out toward midfield. And it is Alyssa Tucker sending it back to her defense. Now over on the far side, it's Munoz. Ball out of bounds into the Lancers bench. Munoz will throw it in. Up that far side sideline. Back to Munoz. She'll send it back out toward the box. Off of the body of Chrisman, and Chrisman gets ran into by one of the Lancer players, but Collinsville retains possession. Here are the Kahawks. Far side sideline. They'll send it back out toward midfield. Moving the ball up is Voss. Now they'll circle it up to Destiny Johnson. Johnson over on the far side sideline. That is Munoz, I believe, but now it gets sent back to the defense, and the defense will send the ball back up into the box right off of Chrisman. She couldn't corral it off of Destiny Johnson. And then over on the far side, Mueller couldn't corral that ball before it went out of bounds, so she was the last one to touch it. Collinsville will have another throw in here over on the far side into the box and right back out by the Lancers and their defense. Collinsville and their defense picks the ball back up. Here is Hensler trying to split a couple of bodies there. Can't do it, so back deeper to the defense it comes, and here is Paige Bauer. Bauer sends it on up for Chrisman. Chrisman cuts across the middle. Couldn't take the ball with her, though. Here is Tucker. Tucker gets taken off of the ball. And the Lancers will send the ball back up. It's a foot race. Voss and English. Voss gets there first, takes out English, and there's a whistle on the play. And Voss is going to get talked to here by the referee, as English is a little gingerly in getting up right there at the football 20-yard line. And from right there is where the Lancers will have a free kick. This will be the closest free kick that we've had all night at either end. And English, of course, will be the one to take it. Why not? She has 5 goals. They'll move that ball right up on that 20-yard line of the football field. Chrisman, ready to go. Pops it, and right to Rindelman. She comes out. About 7 or 8 steps to her left, and right into the breadbasket it goes. We're coming up on 28 minutes to play here in this second half. Still looking for a score. 0-0 between these two Southwest Conference rivals. Ball here on the near side sideline, kicked out of bounds. And it will be Bella Hensler who will throw the ball back in after we have a player exchange. As Baluli goes out. And Sarah Hinsey comes back in. Back to Bauer off of a Lancer head, and then back out toward midfield where Collinsville will take over. Back over to this side for Siverly. Siverly has the ball kicked away from her foot by Sydney Nelson, and Collinsville with a throw in. Nope, they're going to say it was the other way around. Comes in, but misses its mark. Collinsville will take over. Here is Siverly. Siverly pushes the ball up, and Destiny Johnson takes it. Takes a shot, and that one was right toward that near side post, and Sophie Wellinghoff with an easy save there. Just under 27 minutes to go here in this second half. Siverly once again comes away with it. Up the near side, Hensler. Hensler moves it back to Voss. Voss trying to send it up this near side sideline. Instead, it comes onto the foot of Ella Mentor. But Rindelman will come out and send that one all the way back out to midfield and beyond. Whistle on the play. Whistle goes against the Lancers. Collinsville will have the free kick right at midfield. We've seen stranger things happen. Are there little bugs flying around? It's not warm enough for that. Instead of the free kick, it'll be a free pass, and it comes over here to Hensler. Hensler will send it up into the box, and it bounces right to Wellinghoff. 26 to play here in this second half. Popped up right at midfield and bounces inside the circle. over on the far side sideline. It goes out of bounds, and the Lancers will have the throw-in restart from right at midfield. Throwing up to English. English pops the ball back up to herself, then off of the back of her head, and it comes down out of bounds. Collinsville will take over. They'll try to work the ball back upfield. That'll give us time to thank the city of Collinsville. You can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for any events coming up in the city. Nothing planned as of right now. You know, the City of Collinsville, they'll wait till it starts warming up to get a lot of stuff going on. At any rate, the City of Collinsville, once again, a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all district athletes good luck in their sports endeavors. Ball comes down and sent back out by the Kahok defense. All the way back out to midfield. Kiara Bridges had it go off of her body and then kind of go backwards, and now Collinsville and their midfielders and their defense will take over. Here is Hensler working it up to Siverly. Siverly trying to work her way around Nelson. And then Nelson gets whistled. And another free kick coming up here for the Kahawks, but it'll be deep. It'll be taken by Bauer. Instead, she'll just pass the ball up to Hensler. Hensler trying to work the ball up into the middle, and that ball was picked up by the Lancers off of the head now of Maxim. And down for Collinsville, a push it toward the offensive goal once again, and just past the foot of Siverly. Chrisman is there, and then the ball is sent out of bounds by the Lancers, so Siverly will have a throw-in here from this near side sideline with 24 minutes to go in this second half. Siverly's throw-in comes to Chrisman. Chrisman turns around, and the ball just nicks off of the foot of Tucker. Tucker turns around, trying to take the shot, but there wasn't a lot of room there. And the defense for the Lancers will send the ball back out. Here is Mueller. Mueller over on the far side, trying to leave it for English, but instead she sends it out to midfield. That is Epperson. Epperson sent the ball back to the defense, and then Collinsville has a chance to intercept, and the Lady Kahawks work the ball back up. Hensey over onto the far side for Munoz. Back over into the middle now. And a loose ball picked up by Nelson. She sends it forward, but it doesn't make it very far. Now over here to Siverly. Siverly trying to work the ball up to Tucker, and Tucker in a bit of a battle there with Nelson. Wins that one. Moves the ball up to Destiny Johnson, or excuse me, that is Hensey. Hensey over on the far side. Faith Liljegren cuts in, takes the shot right at the corner, and right to Wellingoff. 22:45 left to play here in this second half. No score. Ball comes over here onto the near side. Siverly sends it back to Hensler. Hensler over on the far way for Munoz. Munoz right at midfield. Sends the ball up. Nice crisscross pass. Hensey back over to Liljegren. Liljegren sends the ball back in toward the middle, but not far enough to find a purple jersey. Lancers send it back out, but Collinsville sends it back in. Bouncing ball in the box, and Wellingoff will come and take care of that one before anyone can put on any kind of a scoring chance. 22 minutes to go here in this second half. Ball out to midfield. There is Hensler to Hensey. Over on the far side, Munoz trying to find Johnson. Skipped it past her a little too fast. Now, Wellingoff way out of goal. That ball ends up across the end line, and I don't know what the call is. Referee has his arm up. Line judges do not. This is going to be against East. Are we going to have a free kick from inside the box? We are. Far side, just inside the box. That is Faith Liljegren over there, who will take this kick. And here we go. She just scoots it toward the middle, and it doesn't come free. It comes right back to where it came from, and then off of Liljegren's body and out of bounds. So the Lancers dodge a bullet there. Another free kick that was more of a free pass. Willinghoff. Ready to send this one back as soon as we have our substitutions. Michaela Borges back into the game for the Lancers. Now Willinghoff sends it back, and it bounces out to midfield. That is Tucker trying to track it down. Now Hinsey over there as well, and a whistle will give a free kick back to the Lancers, but all the way at the other end of the field. Ball sent up, now sent back to midfield. Taken there by Maxim. Maxim sends the ball up into the box. English trying, nope. I'm going to say it was offside. That was a late call. So Rendelman will send us back into action here. Halfway through the second half. Munoz with a free kick, and she'll send it up the sideline and then get it right back. Munoz works it up. Kahawks, Liljegren. Up the far sideline, too far for Destiny Johnson. And into the Lancers bench. Now the Kahawks playing a little defense here. Voss sends the ball up to Destiny Johnson, to Liljegren, right at midfield. Liljegren cuts it into the middle, trying to leave a pass there for Tucker, but led her a little bit too far. Tucker still in a battle for the ball, but that battle eventually won here by the Lancers. They'll send the ball up into the box, but Rendelman will come and meet the ball before anyone wearing a white uniform can come and put on any kind of pressure. 18 minutes, 15 seconds left here in this second half. Rendelman puts the ball out toward midfield. Chrisman uses her body and then gets pushed from behind, so Collinsville will have a free kick right from midfield, and it'll be Bella Hensler. She'll send the ball up to Chrisman. Chrisman leaves it there for Destiny Johnson. Johnson puts on a nice move, gets around one. Siverly comes in from the right side, trying to get around a defender, and that was a nice play there by that Belleville Lancer defender. But here is Hensler. She'll send the ball across the way. A head ball off of Liljegren. Did not hit the mark and ends up going across the end line. 17.5 to go here in this second half. I believe that was Alexis Kiernan with that nice defensive play over there by the Lancers. Here's Chrisman to Destiny Johnson. She spins, keeps the ball in her possession, and then we'll send it over to the far side sideline for Liljegren. Liljegren, she'll try to get around her defender. She does so, cuts it in, looking for a pass, takes it toward the baseline and off of a body, and that is going to be a corner kick coming from the far side corner. Looks like they're going to give way for Alyssa Tucker to kick this ball. Corner kick. And the way they're setting up, looks like they're going to try a traditional corner kick here. It's on the way. Stays low. Bounces out front. And the defense right there at the corner will send the ball back out across the far side sideline. And it'll be Munoz who will throw the ball in and do so to Destiny Johnson, but Johnson got her foot up a little bit too high, like a karate chop. Hi-ya. And the Lancers will take over deep in their own territory. 6:10 left to play here in this second half. No score. Goal's been hard to come by here in this one. Shots on goal have too. There's been a few, but nothing so far past either one of these two goalkeepers. Sophie Willinghoff for Belleville East, Claire Rendelman for Collinsville. Now here are the Lancers with an opportunity on the far side, a missed pass, and Collinsville will take over. It is Hensey, but she can't connect with that ball to keep it going in the opposite direction. So the Lancers try to keep it going, and they pop one toward the goal. Rindelman comes out, makes the breadbasket catch. And with 15.5 left to play here in the second half, Rindelman will send us back with a goal kick out to midfield. Bounces over Destiny Johnson's head, but she'll get it back. Rolls down the front of her body. She'll put another one of those spin moves on and bring it up over here for Siverly. Siverly will try to send it back to Hensler, but Hensler already started to move down for the offensive opportunity. Rindelman gets it from Hensler, sends it to Destiny Johnson, who will send it up to Hensey. Hensey over on the far side sideline for Faith Liljegren. Liljegren puts on a couple of nice moves and sends it up for Hensley, but that ball picked up off of her leg, and now Menser brings it up for English, and English scores. Well, too many opportunities there. And English makes it a 1-0 game and picks up her 6th goal on the year in the process. Back to action. So now Collinsville has just about 14 minutes left to go to try to find the equalizer where they need the ball back. Here are the Lancers trying to prevent that from happening. Ball comes out toward the middle, and a whistle will stop the action, and we'll head back the other way. Let's thank my buddy Peyton Blaylock. He has switched up and is now with Keller Williams Marquee. And if you are looking to buy a new home or sell your current one, you can trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquee with all of your real estate needs. If you buy or sell with the Blaylocks, they'll donate $200 to your favorite Kahok Booster Club. Not a bad deal there. Give them a call. Peyton or Emily Blaylock, 618-780-4622, or online, www.blaylockteam.com. 14:40 left in the second is when that goal happened. So now Collinsville has about 1 minute less than that to try and tie this thing up. It's been rough going for both teams tonight, but English got herself a little bit of room and found an opening and took it. Here is Chrisman for Collinsville. Near side sideline, skips it up and off of the foot of Siverly and into the box. And Wellingoff will take care of it. Chrisman. Siverly. Back over here to Hensler. Hensler sends it up the sideline, and Destiny Johnson trying to get there in a foot race with Harlan for the Lancers, but the ball ends up going across the end line, last touched by Collinsville, and that will send us back to another goal kick restart that'll be handled here by Haley Harlan. 12:25 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville trailing 1-0. Play over on the far side. Now back out toward midfield and out of bounds. Collinsville gets the ball back. They'll throw it in. Destiny Johnson trying to get it at her feet, but it skips right past her. Bridges will take over defensively for the Lancers, and she'll end up kicking it out of bounds. So Johnson now with a throw in. Nope, she's going to give that job up to Faith Liljegren. And then Johnson will get the throw in from Liljegren. Fends off a body, sends it back out. Here's a shot. That one's going to go wide and across the line. Right before Michaela Chrisman can get there. 11:20 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville trailing 1-0. On a goal by Gracie English, her 6th of the year. Restart coming. Out to midfield. Bauer sends it back up for Collinsville. Here, and a takedown right there of Faith Liljegren. And Collinsville will get a free kick here from about 35 yards out. Munoz will take it. It's on the way. Cuts through everybody and across the end line. Didn't touch a person. Ten and a half to go here in this second half. Another goal kick restart being handled by the defense here for the Lancers. Back out to midfield. Baluli checks back into the game for the Kahawks. And there's a arm ball there. So Collinsville will get another free kick, this one from about 40 yards away, so 5 yards deeper than the last one. It'll be Tucker. Now we're going to have a yellow card given out. That goes against English. I've never seen somebody give out a yellow card when nothing was going on. We were getting ready for a free kick here, and all of a sudden a yellow card gets handed out, and that is going to go against Gracie English. Now the referee wants the clock stopped, and he's going to go over and talk about it. .9:43 left. Coach Chambers wants an explanation. Collinsville has not lost to Belleville East on the varsity level in girls soccer in almost 10 years. Last loss was March 30th of 2010. That would be 12 games in a row that Collinsville has won since their last loss to the Lancers. Back underway, kick on the way, off of a head, and comes down in the box. Baluli off of a body, nicely done there, and Collinsville will get another corner kick here. Having some opportunities, corner kick number 6 if my count is correct. It's going to be Munoz who will take this one. She's ready. Stays low, and it comes right to Destiny Johnson, who gives it back to Munoz, who sends one in and just over the crossbar. Clock runs, 9 minutes to go here in this second half. Collinsville trailing 1-0. Need to find the equalizer in the next 8 minutes, 45 seconds. Defense will send the ball back into play for the Lancers. Out to midfield. English comes back in, takes the ball up the far side sideline, and puts a shot on from a wide angle that Rendelman handles quite easily. Now she'll throw the ball up, trying to find her team a little bit of a fast break here. Over on the far side. That is Liljegren. Liljegren brings the ball up. Tries to get it past the defender. Does so to Destiny Johnson. Johnson sends the ball into the middle. Collinsville trying to put on some offensive pressure here. Shot toward the goal and blocked out by the defense. Here's Hensler, but she'll put too much underneath it and pops it up past the goal. 7:50 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville getting some chances here on offense, but have not been able to turn them into good quality shots on goal. And again, the defense will handle the restart here for the Lancers. All the way back out toward midfield. And here is English once again. She'll try to pop the ball past Maria Voss and does so for a moment, but then Voss sends it to Rendelman. Rendelman will send the ball back up the near sideline for Baluli. Baluli runs into a little bit of trouble, but Collinsville's defense is there as that ball is a little too far for Hensler to handle off of the foot of Voss. So a throw-in coming here from the near sideline by Alexis Kiernan. 7 minutes to play here in the second half. Kiernan gets it down for Mueller. Mueller and the ball leave her foot, go over onto the far side, and Faith Liljegren has the ball at midfield. Turns around, sends the ball up to Destiny Johnson. Johnson trying to send it back over to Liljegren. Liljegren tries to cut in from the corner. That ball is sent over toward the sideline, and Destiny Johnson will take over from there. Sheds her defender, pops one toward the box, and right in front was Wellinghoff standing there waiting for that can of corn before it came down. 6:25 left to play here in this second half. Lancers with the 1-0 lead, looking to even their record out at 3-3, or excuse me. Well, if they win this one, it'll be 4-2, excuse me. Collinsville hoping to even out that Lancers record. Another throw-in coming from Kiernan. Makes it past a couple of defenders for Collinsville, and then Maria Voss kicks the ball out of bounds. And that took English out of the play. But no whistle. Good clean play. Throw-in will be coming in from Sydney Nelson for the Lancers. Nelson trying to and finding Mueller. She circles, puts a shot toward the goal, but it's well wide. And Claire Rindelman will get us started once again. Time winding down, though. 5:15 left to play here in this second half. Collinsville needs the equalizer soon. Michaela Crispin comes back into the game for the Kahawks as Rindelman sends it back out toward midfield. Doesn't quite make it that far. Comes down. Collinsville's defense trying to send it back up for the offense to have an opportunity. Here is Hensler. She'll send the ball back up toward midfield, but the Lancers defense is there to block that one out. And now Munoz going to give it a chase down over on the far side. And that ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Kahawks bench. And that is where the throw-in comes from. 4.5 to go. Ball ends up back out of bounds again. And now Collinsville will get the throw-in. And they'll bring it up that far sideline, but miss everybody, and Bridges will send the ball back out, wasting some more time. Time is something the Kahawks do not have. Coming up on 4 minutes to go. Throw-in. Comes in, Destiny Johnson circles with it, brings it up. Liljegren, far sideline. And runs into a couple of feet there. Gets tangled up. Now Hensey takes it, banks it off of a body. Collinsville will get the throw in once again. Right in front of the Lancers bench as we approach 3.5 left to go here in this second half. Here is Johnson off of a body and back out toward midfield it goes. That was off of a Lancers body, and this one's off of a Kahawk body and out of bounds. Throw-in will come from right in front of the Lancers bench by the Lancers. Up the sideline, Collinsville's defense will take over with 3 minutes left to go. Look at that big old orange moon coming up out there. That looks pretty cool. Here is Hensler. Sends the ball up, and at midfield, we're kind of stuck. Here is Tucker. And Tucker will get whistled for taking down Mentzer. And now a yellow card against Alyssa Tucker. So each team has had a yellow card against them here in the late going. That will send Alyssa Tucker to the bench. And Baluli will check back in. Haley Harlan will get this restarted with 2:40 left. We're heading in the opposite direction. We need to go the other way. Rundleman gets that ball on one bounce. She'll throw it down the field, and she will try to find Hensey. She does so. Hensey at midfield. Brings it up over on the far sideline. Collinsville running out of time, trying to get that tying goal. Here is Destiny Johnson. Destiny Johnson loses control of the ball, and it comes to Baluli, and now back to the defense, and there is English once again. She just kind of hangs back in the shadows, doesn't she? Well, they called that one offsides. Well, we're under 2 minutes to go. And Collinsville puts the ball back in play up to Destiny Johnson, who puts it up that far sideline for Liljegren, but the passes are just a little bit off tonight, and that was a little bit too far for Liljegren. And the Lancers will have the throw-in restart, and you know they'll take their time doing it too. 90 seconds left to go here in the second half. Collinsville needs the ball back. Can we pull the goalie for the extra attacker? Do they do that in soccer? No? Just in hockey? All right. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Goalkeeper can come out and play. Here is Hensler. Works the ball up to Baluli, who works the ball up to Chrisman, who tries to thread a pass over to Destiny Johnson, but never made it that far. And the ball comes up this near sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds as we have 1 minute to go here in this second half. Collinsville desperately needs a goal here to keep this game alive. And it's going to be English that's going to come away with it. She'll send it up, but there's Bella Hensler to block off that route. And now Hensler is going to get called for a foul. English getting banged around out there these last couple of minutes, but with 30 seconds left and a free kick coming from just on top of the box, this might just about do it here. English is going to take this shot as well. There's the whistle for her to go, and she does, and it goes over the goal. And with 12 seconds left, really not a lot of time, Claire Rindelman will set the ball down and send it back out toward midfield, but it doesn't make it that far, and Collinsville is going to fall to 2-2 on the year. There's the buzzer, and that is the end of the game. A goal by English with 14:40 left in the second means Belleville East wins this by a score of 1-0. Thank you very much, my dear. Nice meeting you. Big round of applause, everybody, for Denise Wenya operating the camera here tonight. That brings us into our post-game show, brought to you tonight by Cullip Jennings Florist. Cullip Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. Stop in for weekly specials. Right now, they're all about spring. They have a collection of spring flowers going on, your varieties, and a variety of vases to go with those as well, $25 to $35, depending on what style of flower and what style of vase you choose. Easter's coming up in just about a month, so if you are in the market for a centerpiece for your Easter dinner table, well, Cullip Jennings Florist can handle that responsibility as well. All you have to do is give them a call, 344-0404, or online at cullipjennings.com. Collinsville drops this one tonight, 1-0 to the Lancers. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is, of course, your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, and accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs, sauces, and they donate 25 cents of each unit sold to first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, business, sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services and options, and they'll walk you through that process step by step. They pride themselves in being a local Collinsville business, and they specialize in helping their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or call 344-2200. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today, 618-344-2800, or on the Missouri side, 314-241-5253, or online, lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. First National Bank of Waterloo. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo. Call Bill at 618-632-1010 or visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm a random windstorm. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shaky, shaky. And if you got cut rate insurance, you could be picking up this tab yourself. So get Allstate. You could save some cash and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands? Call me, Mike Cluck with Allstate, for a quote today.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
And we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium. Collinsville loses this one tonight, 1-0 to Belleville East. First time in 9 years that Belleville East has beaten Collinsville. The last time it happened was here at this place, not exactly on this turf, but yeah, 1-0 was that last score as well. So 1-0 losses spaced 9 years apart. I guess in the relative scheme of things, that is not bad. But when you're talking about conference loss in your fourth game of the year, then yeah, things are a little bit different. We stayed scoreless all the way through the first half and through most of the first half of the second half of play before Gracie English for Belleville East knocked in her 6th goal of the year, and that was it. Collinsville could not get any closer and couldn't really penetrate the defense by the Lancers. Things looked a little slow going out there tonight, like they were playing in mud or something, but maybe it's the new turf. We're not going to chalk it up to that, but we'll say that maybe had a little bit to do with it. But at any rate, Kahawks lose and drop their record to 2-2 on the year. Their next game is our next game. It'll be Tuesday at Belleville West. So back-to-back games against the Belleville schools before Collinsville will then play Wednesday against Columbia. We'll be at the baseball diamond on that day. And then it's off to the Lou Fuse Soccer Park for a little tournament on the 29th and the 30th of March, and that is how the first month of the season will unfold for Collinsville. For the Lancers, they will have a few days off. They play again on Tuesday as well, and they will return home for a conference battle against the Edwardsville Lady Tigers. So that's the way things shape up here for these two teams over the next week or so. For Collinsville, that takes us all the way into the end of the month. And they'll take on Gurney Warren at the Lou Fuse Soccer Park on the 29th at 1 o'clock. And then the next day on the 30th, they will take on Webster Groves. All that coming from Lou Fuse Soccer Park. So bad news here tonight from Kahok Stadium, but not bad all the way around. The JV team won their game 2-0. The baseball team won their game 12-0. Okay. And the softball team won their game 6-5. So all in all, not a total loss here for Kahawk Sports as we conclude this Tuesday evening. One more break coming your way while we are awaiting our head coach for Collinsville to come up the steps. We'll let him catch his breath for a minute. Back with our post-game interview with the coach in just a moment here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Cullip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Cullip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all design styles from traditional to trend-setting. Cullip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Cullip Jennings Florist is there for any of life's major moments. Cullip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online, cullipjennings.com.
Once again, we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahawk Sports Network as your Lady Kahawks fall tonight to Belleville East by a score of 1-0. Head coach Chris DiGirolamo joining us now on the post-game show. I don't know about from your point of view, from my point of view, looked a little slow moving out there, like things were almost in slow motion.
Yeah, honestly, from a flow perspective, we controlled, dominated most of the game. We connected most of the passes. But transitionally, I guess getting from different thirds of the field, we're not fit yet. I mean, we're struggling to get from the defensive third into the middle third and getting into the final third. So we've talked about shape and general characteristics of what we should be doing with the ball, when we should slow the play down versus when we should be playing fast. And So we're still learning, I think, that concept. I think the most disappointing thing was we had some matchups we liked on the outside 1v1. I just don't think we took advantage of those, exploited those opportunities enough. We talked about getting to the end lines to create some dangerous threats, whether we're serving, whether we're looking second row. But on a consistent basis, we were uncomfortable doing that. You know, Faith was running up the left flank and consistently cutting into her right foot when we were asking her to get to the end line and use her left foot. So it's frustrating. You know, as a coach, the message conveyed after the game is, you know, we played well for the most part, but we shouldn't be happy with that loss. That's a game we should not lose, not when you control 70 of 80 minutes of play. And we described to them before the game at halftime, the only way we would lose that game is in transition, something where we lose a ball in the middle of the park and they get the ball to 17. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened tonight. And I think predicting it before it happens and actually seeing it unfold on the field is the most frustrating thing because, again, if we just would have stayed the course, played to our strengths, I think it would have been a different result.
Yeah, Gracie English, you know, give her credit. She's 6th goal of the year in the early going into the season, so she's on fire right now early. And she kind of has a way of kind of just hanging out in the shadows. She's kind of away from the play until she's in the play, and then all of a sudden she's in the play and she's attacking the goal.
Yeah, she's crafty. I mean, she does. She just kind of lulls you to sleep, and she's hanging out away from the ball. And I think that's part of being a quality front runner is figuring out when to turn on the jets, when making a well-timed run into the spaces. And again, we knew that was going to happen, though. We knew that if we could front her and deny entrance passes to her, that was half the battle. And then, honestly, there's one of her up top, and we've got 4 in the back. So the 4 are getting connected together so that when she does bend in from the middle portion of the field and makes a bending run into the wing, how does the wing back step into the play and deny that ball? How do we defend that better? Again, it was a quality goal, but if you look at the replay of how that goal started, we had control of the ball, we knocked it wide, and instead of continuing up the same side, up that left side, we tried to knock it flat in the middle. When everyone else was taking shape, making runs, we lost the ball flat, that connected to her, and she got behind our defense. Unfortunately, soccer's a frustrating game. I mean, you can control a large portion of the game and not get a result. And I feel that's kind of what happened tonight. Hats off to English. She made, again, that was a well-timed run, a quality finish, but it shouldn't have happened. That's the bottom line. How did it happen? Let's realize the mistake we made. Let's fix it. We cannot have that happen again.
All right, well, we'll go get them next time. We're with you Tuesday at Belleville West, so we'll see you there.
Thank you.
Thank you. And it's Chris DiGirolamo, your head coach for your Lady Kahawks, as they drop this game tonight by a score of 1-0. And as I just mentioned, that is our next game. It'll be Tuesday at Belleville West. Girls soccer action coming up for you on that night, followed by another baseball game Wednesday against Granite City. And then we're back on the road Thursday at Edwardsville for some Lady Kahawk softball. Big thank you to the coach for joining us in the pre and the post-game show, and a big thank you to Denise Wenya for coming up here and taking care of our camera during this contest. My name is Todd Duke, and until Tuesday evening, enjoy the rest of this week and enjoy your weekend.